Welcome back to episode 20. So this video I'm going to split into two halves. The first half is going to be dedicated to getting the timing belt on. I'm not talking about stripping the front end down, I'm talking about just threading the timing belt round and getting it to the correct tension. I think I've not been able to find a good video showing that, so I'll do that and that hopefully will be useful. The second part, I've taken the MAF sensor out of storage. I'm going to start stripping that down and working out how we get that working again. So first things first, let's talk up the cam pulley. That goes to 65 Newton meters, which is about 47 foot-pounds. This torque wrench works in foot-pounds, so let's do that now with my overlarge spanner. I'm very proud of. Right, there we are, 65 Newton meters there. I'll do the other one the same. Right, the timing belt itself is pretty straightforward from what I've read. So I've already had the pulley arm off and threaded the belt behind it. Come around the crank, put my other glove on because it's going to be grubby. Around the crank, around the oil pump, and all the time I'm trying to keep tension on it. Up to what we need to do before we get too far ahead is go back to TDC. Let's just quickly do that if we're not already there. On the cams, we're not quite. So I'll just rotate them by hand if I can. Let's a little bit back. Okay, spot on that one. And this side is it's a million miles off. Actually, no, it's not. So only off a tiny little bit. Right, spot on there. Okay. So threading the crank is already at TDC, by the way. I've not moved that. I set it and I've taken off the harmonic balancer. So around the oil pump, around the first cam, keeping it taut all the time, around the water pump, and now the tension is fully relaxed by undoing the screw, so it should fit around this cam. Yep, it does. Quite easily, and that's the idea. So I've got all the slack here. Now I just wind that in. Check what bolt that is. 19. Yep, 19 mils. Let's start winding that in. We do this to take up the tension in the belt. As you can see, it's very loose here. It's starting to take it up now. It's still quite loose though. A little bit. Right, so I'm not going to do it too far because I don't know how far to do it, as this is my first. So this is the timing belt tensioner tool. I'll take that dipstick out of the way so we've got a bit more room. So, after reading the instructions, I hold it with the handle down, thread it onto the belt, and in the diagram it's approximately above the air conditioning bracket, so there. Rotate it up until it touches the back plastic plate. Now, I'm going to lift you up and show you what I've got, because my first guess isn't bad actually. Okay, so with the tool perpendicular to the belt, I lift the tool up until it touches the back plastic. I can't do it with my other hand. Until it taps on the back plastic cam cover. And I'm watching the little arrow. Do you see in the window? So that says it's too tight. That if it was there somewhere, it'd be too loose. Spot on, too tight. So let's loosen it off a little bit. And we do that just by adjusting on the belt tensioner here, down there. Do 3 little turns. Let's have a look at that. So approximately the same place, fully in, rotate it up. And now, you can see, I'd say we'd go back a fraction tighter. I'll just do that up again. About that much. So hopefully, same tooth. Get you to lift it up. I'd say that is spot on in the middle. So what we're going to do now is advance the engine twice. So turn the crank and the whole lot round so it's done 2 revolutions, back to TDC, and do the same test and see what the tightness is. So I'll quickly do that now. Okay, so I'm going to advance the engine now. Turn it clockwise. I really should take the spark plugs out. They're making it a lot harder to turn because obviously it's compressing each cylinder. So it should be coming around now to TDC again. So I'm going to get to TDC and then double check where we are. This will be once round. Right, exactly TDC. So I'm going to check the cams. This is exactly, and that is exactly. Oh no, it's not actually. No, that is at least 1 tooth out now. That one is exactly. Let me give you a look. It's quite hard to see. Let me just see if I can show you. So here's the marker here. If we look around, the actual cam. Something I can put behind it so we can see. Yeah, okay, that's so you can see. I've put the piece of paper there so you can kind of see. Here is the cam marker, and it's about 1 tooth out. So I'll slacken off, slip the belt off, and redo it. Okay, so I slipped the belt off. I've rewound the cam back to TDC marker here. I also took the spark plugs out to make it a little bit easier. So I'm now going to rotate the engine round once again to TDC. Much easier. Without the... I'm on the TDC for exhaust, so you go once more round, I believe. Let's come around now. Exactly there. And that is spot on that side. A fraction. I'll show you what that's like in a second. Let's pick it up. So as you can see, this one is bang on TDC. There, bang on its little marker. Actually, just out of interest, I'll show you where am I going. Here, the engine's on TDC there. And this cam is about half a turn out, but I won't be able to get any closer than that. It'll be, you know, it can only be half on or half off. In terms of tightness, of tension, I can do that while we're here. So slide it on the same tooth, lift it up till it touches the back plastic. Where are you? There. And the actual tightness is maybe a fraction low now, so I'm just going to adjust it a little bit, just wind it up maybe quarter of a turn and just see what that's like. Nearly there though by the looks of it. I'll then advance the engine another 2 revolutions and check it all again. Okay, so after another couple of revolutions here, this cam is absolutely spot on. You can see the marker there. This cam remained about half a tooth out, but I can't do anything about that. And the crank, just to prove, mostly to myself, it's spot on TDC. I've done the tensioner. I'll do it again actually while we're talking. And the tensioner comes in at, I think you can see, it's pretty much, I mean, very, very close to the centre there. So that's it. It's pretty straightforward, fairly quick, probably took 15-20 minutes all in to do. When I filmed the fitting of the cam bolt, I realised that I forgot to show you the rebuild of the tensioner. What I'll do, it wasn't massively interesting, I'll just quickly run it in fast forward so you can see what I did, but basically I cleaned it up and I replaced the boot and the clip at the front. Because it's one of the early cars, it doesn't have the seal at the back and everything, and from reading online, there's not a great deal to go wrong inside them. There's a load of sort of C-shaped washers that just expand and push the tension pulley that direction. But I'll let you have a look at that. And the other bit I forgot was this, which is the guide that holds the timing belt in place directly below the crank. I completely forgot. So I need to take all this off, but obviously because I've been turning the engine, the crank bolts got quite tight. So I need to work a way of securing the flywheel at the back onto the stand somehow, so I can get enough torque to turn this and take it all off, and then I'll put this on. Again, I won't bother showing you, but I've got the correct clips for that, so that at least it will be on and correct. Right, starting the clean-up operation on this. I think what I'll do first is take off the throttle body around this side. So a few 10mm bolts. Right, so this looks pretty straightforward. It's just a venturi, like a butterfly. Yep, this is very straightforward to clean up. It's got a rubber hose there. It needs replacing. A couple of hoses here and here. I assume that's some kind of vacuum thing. Okay, that looks straightforward. So I'll put that separate with its bolts, and then we can start looking at this boy again. All bolts are removed now, so it should just ease off. Yeah, okay, it's come off. What I'm worried about is if there's anything sort of spring load or whatever inside, that when I lift it off it's gonna sort of get lost, but no, there's nothing. It just sits on a gasket, so I can just lift this straight out of the way, I think. Okay. Right, this is the clever bit, clearly. That's just a grubby thing. I'll move that out of the way. That can be cleaned up. And this is where the fun happens. Old gasket can come off. It comes off nice and easily. I'll stick that on the wall. For some reason I'm sticking gaskets on the wall. This can all be cleaned up inside. It's fairly straightforward. It just senses how much air flows through. A few washers falling off. And the fuel distributor, I'll look into how I take that apart and what I need to do with it, but ultimately it's spreading fuel out across 8 from 1 and then returning it back what isn't used to maintain the constant pressure. It might be that I just have to soak that in something like lighter fluid or something just to get rid of all the sort of build up that could be inside there. Okay, I'm going to clean these boys up. Doesn't look like there's anything too complicated here. Replace this gasket and then we'll go. I'm waiting for my brake fluid to arrive, which I think is tomorrow, so I can actually give this a proper wash. Okay, great. So I think my 15 minutes are up. Hopefully the first part of this video was useful with the timing belt. I certainly couldn't find a good video that showed how to actually put the belt on, how to adjust it, how to use the tensioning tool and things. So hopefully that is useful. I'll try and do a few more of these as they go along when there's something I know what I'm doing. With the, and what I recently found out is called a CIS fuel meter, it's not a MAF sensor. I will continue taking it apart, cleaning it up. Most of it's straightforward. The complicated part is the fuel meter, which I may need to send away to get set up properly, but I don't see why I can't change all the O-rings and everything inside there and actually get it functioning again. I think when I get it back in the car and try and get it running properly is probably the point that I need to start thinking about getting it set up. Anyway, as ever, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the little notification button and that will tell you when I release new videos. And I'll see you next time.